what's going on? I hope you guys are having a great day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I want to say welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. We like to talk about wealth and investing, and we believe that Black wealth is the secret to success. I don't care much about elections and stuff. I mean, you can be a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter. I don't think that that's really actually made a difference in our economic lives. And in fact, if you don't believe me, I encourage you to go look at the data. The data says that Black wealth has been going down and not up. All this alleged progress that they've told us that we've made, it's not real. We haven't made any economic progress. If you go back 50 years, Black people were at the bottom of most indicators of economic success. We're still at the bottom in terms of income, wealth, everything else. So if you're here to convince me that Trump is better than Kamala, then I'm going to just say, okay. And if you convince me that Kamala is better than Trump, then I'm going to say, okay. Why? Well, because I'm not interested in talking about that. However, I am interested in talking about ways for you to make money. So I have something here that I want to lay out for you. Like, this is not investing advice, but I think this is something that could possibly, if my theory is right, could make you some money. So give me a yes in the chat if you want to make money. Give me a yes in the chat if you want to make money under Democrats or make money under Republicans. Give me a yes if money is always good and money will make a difference in your life. Give me a yes in the chat if you want to make this money. And I'm not here to guarantee anything. I do not do that, because y'all know I do not give investing advice ever. But I am going to tell you what I want to do. And I have this little thing called a PhD in finance, and I observe things, and and I want you to win. All right. So thank you so much for hanging in here, coming in here. Please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Quick reminder, I have a new book called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. You can get a copy at drboycebooks.com. So feel free to go there. All right. So how many of you knew that Robinhood is now allowing you to place basically like a bet on the presidential election? How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know that they literally are selling assets, like a financial asset? You can buy it like a stock option on this election. Did anybody else know that? Give me a yes if you know this. This is crazy, because this is where Robinhood is finally coming out of the closet and admitting to what it actually is, which is basically it's a gambling site. It just pretends like they pretend like it's investing, but really it's actually no different from, in my opinion, DraftKings and all these other sites where people are, forming these horrible addictions and ruining their lives and all that. So Robinhood's allowing you to buy assets based on who you think is going to win the election. And so I'm going to explain to you kind of how that works and what's really going on and what I did with this. I did participate because I thought it was kind of fun. I don't care. I don't care much. I'm not going to lie. I'm not real big on, Trump, Harris and all that stuff. I'm more interested in wealth for my family. So here's what is going on, right? So basically, you could buy a contract that's a pro-Harris contract, or you can buy a pro-Trump contract. The amount that you pay, whatever you pay, becomes basically $1 if your candidate wins. So right now, if I'm not mistaken, Harris is like 39 cents. The Trump contracts are like 61 or 62 cents or something like that. So that means that if you buy a Trump contract, you pay 62 cents for every contract. So you could buy 1,000 for $620, for example. If you buy a Harris contract, they are 39 cents or 38 cents approximately. The numbers are changing, right? And that means your 38 cents turns into $1 if Harris wins. If Trump wins, your 62, 63 cents, whatever it is, turns into $1 when Trump wins. Give me a yes if that makes sense. Let me know if you get what I'm saying here. Okay. So both of these contracts cost less than $1. If your person wins, you make an ROI. And the cost of the contract is connected to the probabilities of the probability of winning. And what blew my mind about this is that they actually have Kamala Harris with a less than 40% probability of winning this election. Now, I want to ask y'all this. How many of you believe, I don't care if you think, who you have a prediction of who's going to win, but how many of you really believe that Kamala only has a 39% chance of winning this election? Yes or no? Yes or no? Does anybody believe that? I don't believe that. I believe it's like 50-50. I think it's like almost a coin toss. Most experts have said it's a coin toss. The political polls are saying it's a coin toss. The Ken Griffin from Citadel, Citibank, Citigroup. Ken Griffin, this he makes like imagine a guy who makes probably 20 times more money than Jay-Z. That's who Ken Griffin is. I think he made a couple $1 billion in a year or something. He's an insanely rich man. He said it's a coin flip. So the fact that Robinhood has gotten to the point where they think that there's only a 39% chance of Kamala winning is crazy. And the reason that I believe the number got there because there's a bias. I think there's an inherent bias that can be exploited financially if you believe that it's more of a 50-50. And the bias is that Robinhood tends to attract a lot of individuals who are more prone to be risk takers. They're more prone to want to roll the dice, and or they probably own the sports apps and all that, and they gamble. And so basically what is happening is that this I think this bias is showing itself because a lot of these young men, mostly young white males, are probably somewhat pro Trump, right? I can see them, liking Trump more than they like Kamala Harris, right? For whatever reason, I don't care. And I think that this bias is going to cost them some money because I think that Kamala has a real good shot at winning this election. So here's what I did, and I'm not telling you to do what I did. I don't do that. I do not give investing advice on this channel. If you wonder why I repeat that, it's because I want to make sure that you know that I have to do this for just to make sure we're clear. I went and bought some contracts for Kamala. I did. I bought I think about 1,200 or something. So it's like a few $100s. I was like, yeah, let me go make some money right quick. So that investment I made, which was like maybe $370, if Kamala wins, it's going to turn into $1,200. Now I mentioned that on my Instagram. My Instagram is Dr. Boyce Finance. You actually have to type it in and find it because I think I'm shadow banned. Because if you put in my name, Boyce Watkins, you're going to get a bunch of fake accounts. It's frustrating, but it's life, right? And I mentioned what I did. I said, yeah, I bought some contracts on Kamala, and somebody said, did you buy those contracts because you want Kamala to win, or because you think she's more qualified for the job? I said neither one. I was just making an investment. That's it. My goal is to be as rational about the election as the politicians are. The politicians, they're not here because they love anybody or whatever. I saw DL Hughley doing some sort of panel for black men on BET to get them all going to go out and do what he does. And I told y'all the DL called me on the phone. And, I mean, he blessed me out like crazy. He was cussing and screaming and da 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 da. And I just didn't argue with him because I was like, I want to argue about things that matter. I argue about things that make a difference in our community. I don't argue about stuff like elections, right? That's like me arguing with you about who's going to win between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jerry Jones ain't never sent me a paycheck when the Cowboys win. I'm a big Cowboys fan. I have one jersey on my wall, and that's Deion Sanders when he played for the Cowboys because I loved him that much. But I don't take it more seriously than it needs to be. I'm not going to fight you over the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if you want to know how to do this, I'll explain that in a second. If you could do me a really quick favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I want to remind you also that this podcast is on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify, I have two podcasts on Spotify. One's the Dr. Boyce Breakdown, which is more into a little bit of everything. I like to talk about a little bit of everything. And then the other one is called Dr. Boyce Daily Stock Market. And that's all I talk about there is financial stuff and stock market stuff, because I know some of y'all don't want to hear about the other stuff, but it's fine. It's life, right? I like talking about all kinds of things. So if you want to become better and more intelligent financially, I'd love to help you with that. Now, with that said, how do you get in there and take advantage? Well, it was a pop-up on my Robinhood app. I just opened up the app and they just put this thing up here with Kamala and Trump. And I bet if you open up your Robinhood app, you'll see something. You'll just see Kamala and Trump on the screen, and it'll give you the percentages. So, like with Kamala, it said, let me see if I can pull up my Instagram so you can see what I saw. I just saw it and I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know Robinhood was doing this, because I bet a law had to be passed for this to happen, because this used to be illegal. It used to be illegal for an investing site to pretty much take bets on a presidential election. But now, apparently, they're looking for more revenue, so this is what they're doing. So let me show you all the screen real quick. If you're on TikTok, you won't see it, but I'll describe it to you. So here on the screen, you see here it says Kamala 39 cents. Apparently, 23 million contracts for Kamala have been bought or something. And for Trump, it says 63 cents, and it says 15 million contracts. So maybe it's not 15. I don't know. I don't know what that. Or it's not a poll and it's not voting. And I thought that maybe more contracts for Trump had been purchased to push the price up. I don't know. All I know is that here the Kamala contracts were 39 cents and the Trump contracts are 63 cents. And I was just really surprised by the differences in the price. I thought it'd be more like 50-50, like a coin toss. And the fact that it's not a coin toss, to me, says that Kamala is the best investment. Because here's another thing about these types of contracts. They're not quite like stock options, but they're very similar. You don't have to wait till the election's over before you can collect your money. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. Um, just because you have sex don't mean you got to give birth to a baby, right? So basically, you can actually buy and sell the contract, just like you can buy and sell, a pair of shoes. So that contract I bought for 39 cents. Let's say that tomorrow, a bunch of Kamala supporters jump in there and the price of Kamala's contract goes up from 39 cents to 60 cents or something. I'm going to sell it. I don't necessarily need to wait until the election for me to collect my money. I can actually sell before then. It's just like poker. I told you guys I love poker. I'm pretty good at poker. I don't like to gamble, but I like poker. And most people don't know this about poker, but most poker hands end before you ever find out who's got the best cards. Did y'all know that most of the game of poker is played before you actually show your cards? Or like in basketball, how a lot of things happen on the court before you actually take the shot, right? There's 70-80% of what happens on the basketball court ain't got nothing to do with taking a shot. It's all about dribbling and defense and positioning and X's and O's and all this other stuff. So long story short, with this contract, when you buy it, if you see it pop up and you're happy with your ROI and you can sell it for a higher price, maybe that's when you sell it. Maybe you don't even wait until the election. So it's totally up to you. I'm not telling you what to do, but I am telling you what my thought is. And I did bet on Kamala, not because I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna break some people's hearts because I'm not into the Chucks and Pearls and AKA and Howard and all that. I don't think she's African American. She's not. They not like us in that way. She is an Indian woman with a Jamaican father who's married to a white man who can only identify with my issues to a certain extent. And I do think that this country has a fear of African American people who are descendants of slaves, which is why whenever a black person is being put into a high position in society, it tends to not be an African American descendant of slaves who's married to another black person. It'll usually be something that is a little bit safer, and so that's what I see. That's what I believe. So and here's the thing. I'm not asking you to believe what I believe. I'm asking you to believe what you believe. You're supposed to believe what you believe. I believe what I believe, and we're supposed to learn from each other. We're not supposed to fight it out. They want a civil war in the black community. They want us divided. They want us beating each other up, cutting off our relatives, trying to cuss each other out, and fighting over this election. And I'm not going to do it with you. I'm not. I told DL I'm not going to fight you. I didn't tell him. I'm sorry. I literally sat there in silence. I said not one single word. I was like, if we can't talk like grown men, then I don't have anything to say to you, right? So same thing. I'm going to say the same thing to y'all. I'm not going to fight you about who's the better option between the lesser of two evils. I don't get into that. The lesser two evils, that's like oppression talk. Only oppressed people are like, well, I can either get my ass beat or I can get stabbed and robbed. Which one's better? Well, no, it's really better to get stabbed and robbed. No, it's better to get your ass beat. I don't want to argue about that. I don't want to argue about two terrible choices. Like, just pick one and move on about your business. Get to the business of doing something that actually matters. That's what I think is a better approach. But then again, that's just my 2 cents. Not telling y'all what to do. Can we agree? Give me a yes if we will agree. Let's be conscious. Give me a yes if we agree that we can disagree on politics and still love each other at the end of the day. Give me a yes if you are okay with this. Give me a yes if you can commit to this. Give me a yes if you will woosah your way out of heated political conversations and not be out here cussing out your own damn sibling because they voted for somebody other than you. I think that's wrong. I think that's oppressive. I think that is highly unintelligent behavior, and we're not trying to be that. Got it? Okay, great. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. Tonight, we're doing our book club meeting. We're reading Powernomics. Tonight, I'm actually going to read from the reparations manual called Black Labor, White Wealth, which is where we did all the work and they got all the money, and Dr. Anderson has all the receipts. So, Kamala, if you're watching, you don't have to go study reparations. The study has been done. It's been done by a man named Dr. Claude Anderson, and we're going to do that tonight at 8:30 Eastern. It's totally free to the community. Just bring your family. And if you want to be notified when we go live, text the word greatness to 87948. Text greatness to 87948, and I will invite you to the book club meeting. And also, if you want to get started in your wealth building journey, we have a great training called Black Money 101. You can go to blackmoney101.com and we'll get you started, get you going. That's kind of what we do in the Black Business School. So anyway, God bless you. And thank you to everybody who came to the All Black National Convention. It was sold out as it always is, completely packed, had wonderful people, a wonderful time. It's a big Black family reunion where we're all learning from each other and help each other grow. And I assume if you were there, you probably feel the same vibe I felt. It was absolutely amazing. Maybe you guys can make it next year. We'll be in Atlanta in August. So it's allblacknationalconvention.com. Have a good day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.